Hey there, and welcome to How to Beat. How to Beat is going to be a YouTube series I'm making to show you how to beat surf maps. It's really simple. I'm just going to go over a map and pause frame whenever I need to tell you some information and then continue on with the map until we reach the end of it. And then at the very end, that's it. At the very end of the video, whenever you've learned how to beat the map, and you can pause and study however much you want, but at the very end, if you'd please, vote for the next map you want me to do in the next video in the comment section below. So just write whatever map you want me to do, right? So if you want me to do surf_air control or something, right? You'd write, hey, can you do surf_air control? And the comment with the most likes by the time I make my next video is the map that I'm going to do, right? Hey, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. At the start of the map, and pretty much every map, you want to start at the very top of the ramp. So as you go to the bottom of the ramp, you have as much speed as possible. Leaving this ramp early makes your downward momentum actually start sooner, so you actually land on this next ramp very smooth and keep a lot of your speed better. Make sure you're not flicking hard on these jumps, just a little tiny bit will get you across this gap. Right when you land on this first curve, you're going to want to stick to it first. It's a little weird. Hold A if you're on the right side and D if you're on the left, and then hold the opposite key immediately after you stick to it to go around the curve smoothly. Ramp transitions like this are actually kind of tricky. So what you want to do is you want to hold A and look left to get yourself to about where the ramp is, then hold D and look right at the last second to line yourself up with the ramp. So you and the ramp are parallel, and then your speed and momentum is going with the ramp, just like that. Just like the previous curve, whenever you get to about here where the curve starts, you're going to want to hold the opposite key. So instead of holding A to stick to the ramp, you want to hold D. And then as soon as you get to the very end of the ramp, stick to it again so you can flick. This jump is actually really tricky for new players. Just like the first ramp, where you left a little bit early, you're going to leave way early as long as you have the speed here. And it'll change depending on how much speed you have and what your skill level is. But I would leave early, about back here if you have a lot of speed. And you're going to want to try to make it so you shoot down this hole, and your downward momentum will shoot you onto this ramp, right? It's recommended whenever you get to this part, you strafe back and forth with A and D in the middle of the air. This slows you down slightly and makes it so you have a better chance of landing on the ramp. Notice how I don't flick off of any of these ramps. That's because you have a lot of speed, and the next ramp you have to get to is actually just directly in front of you. You don't need a giant flick through the air to get to each ramp. That loses a lot of speed, and it'll slow down your time tremendously. Just like other curves, whenever you get to this one, you're going to let go of your key that sticks you to the ramp. As soon as you get to the curve, like the actual part where it starts curving, you're going to hold the opposite key. In this case, we're going to be holding A, which is the opposite key to stick to the ramp, and then don't flick at the end. Just fly directly off and keep holding A. This will make it so that you hit your head off the ceiling, but you don't over flick it. This part up ahead is one of the hardest parts for beginner surfers. It's a giant ass circular room, and what you're going to want to do is cut it really wide and don't make any sharp movements in the air. The sharper the movements you make to like turn midair, the more speed you lose. So all you need to do is just turn a big oval just like this, and you will be able to land on this ramp. It's almost just a giant 180. These arrows right here is actually a speed boost, so make sure you hit those. This is the final flick of the map. That little hole on the other side of the room is the end of the map. You don't need to flick very hard if you have a lot of speed, and you will just fly right over to the end, and you're done. Whenever you're hovering above the end zone, press S and you'll drop right in it. This is what the run looks like all together with no pauses. Remember to put in the comment section down below what map you want me to do next. The one with the most likes by the time I do my next video is the one I will be doing for the next map. Thanks a lot, and have a good day.